Okay, let's get started. Kaisla, did you have some instructions how to do it? So would you go through the instructions?
Sure.
And use the mic.
Okay, good morning everybody. So today is the exciting day, the final day of the Digital Wellbeing Sprint, as you all of course know, so it's the final pitching day. Just a quick reminder, if you still haven't followed us on Facebook and Instagram, please do it now. And also it's nice for you who have participated because you can see the photos we've taken and published already throughout the sprint. Especially for the Espoo group, we have lots of photos from Lapinjärvi, and we have a few from Espoo too over there. So this is the structure of today. We have now the final pitches, and our jury is sitting here in the front. One person of the jury sent me a message this morning that she unfortunately got sick. That's Anki Forsman, the master student from Laura, who has a healthcare background, but not to worry at all. We have 4 very good ladies here to evaluate the groups in the front, and every one of you should have already heard who they are, yeah? Okay, I can see you nodding, so that's good, perfect. Okay, so if you want, then later when you give feedback, you can, if you wish, tell more about yourself, but the students know where you're from and who you are. Is that okay with you? Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. So then 11 o'clock until 12, I'll put it in gray because that doesn't affect the teams here. So the jury will stay in this room and talk about the evaluations they've made. So they have forms where they fill out the feedback. And then for the teams, so for the rest of you, you will go to smaller rooms, you know, the classrooms where we started and a couple of other rooms. So 1 group per room. And you will have a chance to discuss a little bit and reflect on the teamwork that you've had within your group. And the mentors will be with you. So, you know, if you need any facilitating or we can just ask questions and then to make you think about it more, you have the chance for this as well. Then we have lunch from 12 to 1. And then after that, we have the closing ceremony. So we will announce the winners for that. Then after that, we have the farewell party that we discussed already earlier, so we have some coffee and tea and some pastries, and it's organized by the free time activity people who were here in the first days as well. Any pressing questions? Good. That was the answer I was hoping for. No. So let's get going then.
Okay. And you probably already have the question, which order we are taking you in semi-random order, meaning that first will be number 2, group number 2, which is already getting ready there. But anyways, I also announced the next one after these is number 6. So be prepared. Not terrified, but just prepared. I'll be working here as the Time Lord, Doctor Who. So, as you know, on these, if you have been watching Time Lord movies or all these Doctor Who movies, there has been kind of contradiction at the end. There's a kind of happy ending, but also a little bit of sad ending every time. Same happens here. So here, 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, 1 second, but 5 minutes to do the presentation, and it starts when I say you are ready to go. And I will actually be sitting here, and I will be standing up at 4 minutes. So then you have 1 minute to close. And when the time is up, I start uploading. I also urge you to do the same thing, so we upload them from the stage. Okay, that's it. Did we have any questions after that 5 minutes?
Yeah,
or
we
yes?
have a maximum 5 minutes of questions from the jury if they wish to ask anything. And for that also, you are the timekeeper.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Then after that, you can give like very quick feedback if you wish, you know, to say great or interesting or whatever. And then you talk about it after all of them have presented, and then you have time to prepare more feedback. So 5 minutes for each of these 3 sections for each.
Yeah, so 5 plus maximum 5 plus for the people. Okay, your time starts now.
Good morning, we are team 2, and now we would like to start with a mega trend that everyone knows, aging population. 1/3 of the Latin Yarrabi's population are over 65 years old, and most of them who live alone. And also the loneliness is one of the main reasons called the memory loss. And according to the research of the Harvard School of Public Health, the old people with the high level of social interaction, have the lowest rate with memory loss. And after the interview with old people in Latin Yarrabi, our group collected an insight that old people there love talking with other people, and also they really like to interact with society. That's why our group have come up with an idea, which is volunteer service, with the aim to bring young people to Latin Yarrabi to increase the social interaction of old people here. And we use a tool called digital platform, and our name is Generation Connector. And our main tag is customer and user are volunteers, local authority, nurses, staff at the daycare center, family members, and also one of our potential partners. And our end user is elderly in Latin Yarrabi.
Now, let's see a short overview of what our platform can do. We have two main groups of users. We have volunteers and we have partners. And each one has to register on our service. And of course, we have to do a validation step to validate their identity. Let's first focus on the volunteers. Each volunteer has a profile in which he will fill out general information about him and also hobbies and interests. After that, they can browse projects. They can pick one project and they can join. After they join the project, they have to plan their journey. And after that, just before the project starts, they will have to confirm their place, and also the project creators have to confirm that the project is okay. And then they will have to participate, of course, on the project. Let's go to the partners. Each partner, of course, has a profile in which he has general information about him, and partners can create projects and register elders. We need information from three places. We need the profile of the volunteer, we need information about the project, and we need information about the elder, so we can suggest better projects for the volunteers. So it's like matching them.
And here, the main thing is how to attract volunteers to Latin Yarrabi to do volunteering here. And that's why we focus on telling them why they should go there in order to do volunteer. And these are some things that they can get in order to improve themselves and get experience by doing volunteer in Latin Yarrabi. And that's why our marketing plan focuses on storytelling. We focus on why, and based on the characteristics of the university and the projects, we're gonna marketing the projects there. And why and these are the parties that can be benefited from our projects. And why us? Because we are innovative. We use digital platform in order to connect. And we are the first comer. We have the long-term and scalable business. And we at GC, we was created at the right time, right target, and solve the right problem. And we have to achieve the Latin Yarrabi 2020 vision to become a movement center municipality. Thank you.
Thank you. That was excellent timing. So you had still 9 seconds. You got the thing actually. Exactly. So this was a good example for the next group. So But anyways, now we have the 5 minutes time for the questions, comments.
From the
Okay,
jury
start.
on
Yeah,
it.
jury on it, yes.
Could you give out some kind of example of a project you were talking about there?
Yeah, okay. We was thinking about different packages of projects. It can be one day or 1 week or even 1 month. And as we know that your vision is build a center for elderly, and this is a great source of human resources, and we can build some activities in the center. And if we start from now, we can just build some basic activities. For example, go to the daycare to talk with elderly here. And for me, international student like me, we would like to study Finnish or practice our Finnish with old people. Yes.
I understand that these are volunteers, but there are still some costs for running this. Do you have some kind of model for finance?
Yes. For finance, our group was thinking that we're gonna get sponsor for local authority and also for all the organizations that they have volunteer to come here to have them there. For example, daycare house, volunteers can come there and have so that they can pay a small amount of money for us to run the business. And also, if we organize activities to attract tourists to go to Latin Yarraby, we can also earn some money from that.
Any more questions? Jury? Okay. Thank you. And the next one was group number 6.
Did
Group
you want
number
to give
6.
any feedback first?
Oh, feedback. Oh, sorry.
You can also leave it till later. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Some feedback? Right ahead. Thank you so much. I think it was a good presentation because you really got into a real problem, like you said yourself also, and also in that way that you had also thought about it from the Lapinjärvi side, like also the marketing side and traveling side, that you made a interesting connection also to like with the old people and people and like with elderly care and marketing. And I think that that was a really good idea.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next. Sä klikkasit toimitusta. Siinä on myös laserpointeri. Okay, let's just a moment. I'll just set up my timer. Ready?
So, good morning, everyone. On behalf of 10-6, I would like to introduce you our service, Memory Lane, a digital profile. Memory Lane is a digital profile. It's an application that can be implemented on smartphones, tablets, and any other technologies with a data cloud as a data storage. And well, our concept comes from touching points that we found through our interviews. And the main one that we heard a lot from the people suffering from this memory disease is that being prepared for the future relieves the fear, takes the fear away. And the other one was an insight that we got from the mayor's presentation, and it was like how to communicate your dislikes and how to preserve your integrity when your memory is not working at your full potential. So how to distill yourself and don't be treated differently than what you were. So we are answering with this service to the question, who am I? And to help you to understand better this, we would like to tell you a story.
Okay, so let me introduce you to Simo. Simo has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and he has started to visit a peer group. And in the peer group, he hears about the memory lane service from Heikki, who is already using it. And Heikki has found the service very beneficial, so Simo gets interested and wants to start using the service also. So when Simo goes home, he and his wife, who is also Simo's caretaker, they create a profile for Simo. And in Simo's profile goes his basic information, medical information, but also the kind of personal things, what he likes, what he does not like, his preferences, and also they add their pictures and videos of Simo's family members and friends and all the other important people in his life, and also life events and the important things he has done during his life. Kind of important memories are all there, and also his favorite music. So when Simo's Alzheimer's disease progressed, he starts to go to interval care, which means that he spends 3 days a month in a care facility, so his wife gets some free time. And when Simo goes to the interval care, he has all his information with him. So even if the staff might be different, in different times, they will still know who he is and what he likes because of this memory lane service. And of course, anytime Simo can use the service himself to watch the photos, to watch the videos, and to listen the music he has there. And from the wife point of view, from the caretaker's point of view, she is relieved because she knows that when Simo goes to the care facility, they will treat him well because they know who he is. And also she knows that Simo has all the pictures and videos of the loved ones with him while he's there. So Simo might be losing his memory, but he still has his memories with him, thanks to the memory lane service. So, and in the end, let me introduce you to our team. We have Juha-Pekka from Laura, and Markus also from Laura, and Dominic from Haaga-Helia, and I'm Heini from Metropolia. Thank you all, and now it's time for questions.
Thank you. So, some questions. We have one of the mics to the.
Yes, right. Correct. We have
Questions?
Could you explain a little bit more, like about the service or the platform itself? Because, like I think that most of these things have already been done in many care facilities. That they get the information from the person, but maybe they have it like the photos are on paper, the information is on paper. So how is this like an innovation in that way? So what's the clue?
Thank you.
Like in a digital way of thinking?
Good question. So one of the main things is that all the things are in the same place in one app, and it's simple to use. For memory disordered person may find it difficult to use, like Facebook, as Jouko told us in the interview, that he might get lost into if there's too many apps that he has to use. So he mainly uses one app. So now it's only one app. And other thing which is sort of coming in the future is the fact that it has like face recognition. So it recognizes the user, and based on the user, it has a different interface. So that when the caretaker uses it, he has more options to like build it and do stuff, moderate it. And when the person who is MD is using it, it's sort of like simple just not moderating, just using it. And when the person is not identified, it gives out just the basic information and has the home address and possibility to call the caretaker or who is chosen to be the caretaker. Did I answer the question?
More questions?
I like your idea, but how much research did you do? Isn't there this kind of services already existing?
There's one American company doing sort of same, but it's not even implemented yet. It's not done. Maybe coming, but it's focusing more on like having lots of features and not focusing on the person. It's focusing on like more to the family side. Like it's not focusing on the core, which is to what we found out in the interviews was the caretaker and the patient. They have a really like they need most of the help. So
If I may add as well, it's like, among the features, we didn't place much the presentation on the technical aspect, but as well the icons of the application are talk active. So we think that if the person ever has a vision problem and you have basically an interface with 3 icons because we designed it very simple for the person with the disorder, the memory disorder. So if he gets like he wants to still use it, the icon is talking. So it's like very simple on that point, and as well should be implemented the function of a memory recaller. So yeah, having the pictures in there is the idea of for him not to feel lonely. But we all know that when the disease, well, it advances, there are lapses, and therefore there are these pictures that tells you, your shoes on, and that's why there is as well this technology. So basically that's the idea, you carry it with you, but still if you have ever a lapse or something that can help you to get back a little bit so you are still feeling independent.
Sure.
Just really quickly, this gets me even more interested in what kind of user interface you actually have, because there is very little information in your presentation.
Well, it's like, we have the prototype actually. It's just like 3 icons. You have like your screen, and then in the main, there is an icon with a picture of this person. So you intuitively arrive in there and recognize that there is a basic information, and then there are 2 icons down.
Yes, that's it. But now some feedback. Okay. Sure. While they are thinking, next one will be number 5. Feedback. Yes, feedback.
Yeah, we're just discussing sorry here because in Finnish and then so we in English. So we were talking about that this is a good idea just because like that the information are all in one place, because now like she said that there are problems that they have information but they are not stored in one place, and if it's like something portable, you can get it with you to another facility or somewhere else, and so that's a good innovation in that way. And I think that maybe you had maybe you talked a little bit like off in this pitch, because maybe like she asked the questions, you should have been focusing more on that your own prototype and not so much on like the basic concepts of this idea. So in that way, I think that the questions were really good to find out more about the real thinking that we had done more than we got out of the pitch. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Excellent. So your time starts now.
Okay, hello all, we're team number 5, Krista, Aino, and my name is Anna. And we are here to present you our solution to the challenge of how might we let people with memory disorder or some other cognitive disorder move freely and safely. How might we not lock them in? Our solution is called Safe Area. And it's a combination of some already existing elements and objects, like electronic transmitters, location services, and even a little rescue drone. But we have combined them in a unique way and created a digital service that can help save lives. That guy there is called Mike. Mike is 84 years old and suffers from dementia, but he still wants to live in his own home and take care of his own business by himself. Unfortunately, sometimes he forgets where his home is. And that's why he has got lost a couple of times and made his children, who live quite far away, worried. And not to let his children be worried, Mike has wanted to start using our system, Safe Area. And so that he always, or his children always know where he is, he has a little electronic transmitter put under his skin so that he never ever forgets. It could be put in a bracelet or in a jewelry, it doesn't matter. But he prefers that he cannot forget it. Right now, he's passing the line of his safe area. He's going beyond the safe limits. And that's why our system is right away alerted. It gets a signal that, okay, now Mike is going to the forest where he shouldn't go. It calls to the first person on the contact list, one of Mike's children. Unfortunately, that child cannot be reached, so the system directly takes the next one on the list, another one of Mike's children, and calls him. That child can pick the call and see if he could reach his father. Calls Mike. If Mike has his cell phone with him and he can answer, no problem, they can proceed how they like. But if not, then Mike's child can send in the air a little rescue drone using our system. The rescue drone, this is future thinking, can automatically spot where the mic signal is coming and fly towards it. The drone is carrying microphone, video camera, and like that. And so when the drone reaches Mike, Mike's child can talk to him, see how his father is doing, and then decide what to do. If Mike does not recognize his son's voice, then, or is not feeling okay, then the child can decide that, okay, father needs help, and send in the rescue team, who can then help Mike, who can also locate him using the same signal that transmitter is sending. So there are many options how to proceed from now.
So, why would Mike use safe area? Because with safe area, he can continue living independently and move freely. And how about the relatives? They don't really have to worry so much anymore. Because if Mike gets lost, his moves are tracked by GPS technology and he gets help if he gets lost. And what about Lapinjärvi then? The costs get cut down and the community becomes more special and attractive.
We also have designed a lot of additional features that can be added to the system. For example, we have artificial intelligence that can learn Mike's habits and routines. So safe area is very adjustable and individual for every single customer we have.
So, as a summary, with the help of a safe area, people like Mike can
Sorry, I can't help you, it's too much.
4.5 minutes when we
But
were
anyway,
done.
thank you for the presentation. Now it's time for the questions. Will you take one of the mics to the judges? Mike, one mic there.
I have one question for the group. First, how many of you yourself would like to have a transmitter under your skin where someone could monitor you? Raise your arms if you would like to have some kind of transmitter under your skin. Raise your hand.
actually we
Raise
discussed.
your hand. How many of you three would you like to have? How many here in the audience would like to have a transmitter under your skin that someone could monitor you? So in that case, I just wonder, was this mainly the focus? Did you focus on the client or the person, him or herself, or more on the family side?
Actually, the under the skin is one option that could help, that the transmitter is always with the person. But like I said, it could be put in a bracelet, in a wristwatch, in a jewelry. It could be planted anywhere. It could be a wearable, anything. So it's only one option that some people like. We have a birth control capsules put under the skin. And some people actually these days monitor everything in their body. So when those people are old, things are different. So today it might be a bracelet. After 20 years, it might be a microchip under your skin.
I have just one quick question. Who defines the safe area for a person?
It can be adjusted according to the habits of the person who uses it. And it's together with him or her, or then it's the children or caregivers. It depends on the situation, and it can be adjusted very easily. And like we said, we want to use artificial intelligence so that we would learn how the person walks. And even in the safe area, for example, Mike would start walking loops all over and over again, then the system could alert that he might need help because he's walking a loop.
What's the danger in walking a loop?
He might be frightened if his heart rate goes beyond like 180, he's walking a loop. It might be a place to go and see that he's okay.
How much would react when he sees the drone? Because I'm seeing having the drone and it has also like me, so.
That is something we were thinking about, that today age 4-year-old might get frightened, and that's why maybe would only observe, and then the child could decide then what to do. But let us go 30 years from now. And the drone might be so little and might be so used to seeing those that he's not afraid. We have to think beyond today.
Any more questions? Think a couple of minutes for the feedback. I will just then announce the next group. Number 4 is the next one. So get prepared.
Yeah, some feedback first.
Yeah.
So thank you. I think that you took on the biggest challenge, as you said. Also, it's a challenge, and it's the most difficult thing to think about. And that way, it was a really. I think it's always a good thing to take on the biggest challenge and not the easiest one. And I think that because she works with old people, said that maybe we are young, we don't need or want the transmitter, but when we get older, we would like to have it for the safety reasons also ourselves. And maybe the main thing that we were a little bit talking about then, we were worried that what happens when everything goes fine, but who is like the person who really comes to this mic, and who is and that's like maybe it's something that could have like thought about a little more what happens there and about the trauma also and everything like that. And and what if the person has like no one, so who comes in that case? And also maybe I think that when you said about the learning part, that was a good idea, that we also change our behavior. And it's a good thing always to think about that if we have the opportunity now with AI to also give these systems the possibility to learn about the person themselves. So, thank you.
Ready? Yes. Good, your 5 minutes starts now.
Okay, everybody. We are group 4, and I would like to ask you a question. Can you think about a situation in which you're getting lost on the way to the supermarket you're always going, just because you forget the way and the reason for being outside? Well, probably you never have been in this situation, but this is the case for people who have memory disorders. This is their daily problem. And this let us came up with the idea of creating a product which tries to support these people in their daily activities and increase their mobilities and being independent. And that's why we create AB Safe. AB Safe is a screen which we can easily be installed on a walker. And by using AB Safe, the person with memory disorders do not lose the track and when they try to go from A to B, because because they navigate through visual and audio and reminds him or her of the right path. Furthermore, this device is connected to the internet, and the carer can help the end user with the shopping process through online shopping. And the chosen item will be sent automatically via email to the shop owner, and the navigation process starts right afterwards. This is an amazing feature because the end user will not forget the item which he or she wants to buy, and furthermore, he or she does not lose the track because of the reminder. But this navigation is not only limited on shops. It can also easily be installed in such as libraries, hairdressers, or doctors, and many more. And one of the most important features is if there's a case for emergencies, for example, the end user can call for help, and through audio recognition of AV safes and pre-installed numbers for emergencies such as the carer or family members will be called. And it's then easily possible to track the position, and a quick help is provided. And now I'm going to show you how it looks like on the screen. In the main menu, you have different options which can be preset. And when you click, for example, on shop, you have a next interface with the different options or different items you want to buy. And after you have confirmed your payments, the system starts navigation process automatically.
From here you go straight, then turn left, then turn right. Now you arrived.
Yeah, as you can see, AV Safe can be a very supportive tool and for an improved mobility for people with memory disorders. And additional features could be a medication reminder, or a music app, which can be also installed later. And this product is not only applicable in Finland, it could also be used all around the world. Yeah, and we would like to thank you for the audience, and if you have any questions, we are now ready to answer them now.
Thank you. So, jury, some questions, but let me get
We have one question. If the person doesn't remember which way is left and which way is right? If the person doesn't remember which way is right and which way is left?
Because as you can see on the demonstration, there will be also like a track there, or always displaying on the screen. Yeah, so like there will be should be a blue dot because there is a I would say like a, for example, Google Map right now, when you're walking with it, you are the person blue spot and moving according to that track. So even though they might not remember which side is left or right, they can still, track this moving dot to the right track, because the track will be always displayed there. I can keep blinking. But this is just a demonstration for like refresher time right now. So in real creation, it won't be like this fast.
Thank you for the presentation. It was really good. You kind of communicated a lot of stuff in a very brief time. I like your idea, and there are some kind of new features, I think, for me to existing like GPS systems and such. Do you see that this could be somehow connected to some real life objects? Because we are working on this memory-friendly center for Lapinjärvi. Could there be some kind of like elements in the actual soundscape that could communicate with this and help this orientation, as they were asking?
Yeah, so I think the first daily life, the first daily life object would be the first, like right in front. The first thing that the elderly with the memory disorder use, that would be the walker first. Like the first subject there that the town would provide to them. Also, we thought about this kind of I would say the navigation device can be attached to this line pole in around the town, and it always connects to this device to provide correct navigation and direction.
Could it actually be asking or telling, you see the yellow house on your left, just walk past it, or then you see this art piece there, and then you go past it, and things like that.
Because if you actually, because for right now, this is like as a, I would say, satellite view, I would say, from the demonstration, is to have more navigation devices attached, much more than the, would say, the instruction would be more precise. And since it works as partially a reminder also, not just giving instruction, but it keeps displaying and reminding on the right track, so that there would be more devices, installed, and the instruction would be more precise. Since this is just satellite, so just like this. But this is just a demonstration.
More questions? Or Are we going to feedback?
Could you please answer one question more that about the who's making the decisions, like if they go to the store and shop online, who is making that
I'm
decision?
glad that you asked that. Because this is devised because this whole project is a human-centric. So because these elderly have memory disorder, their cognitive is limited. That's why they need assistance. And the input of information, what going to buy, will be held by the nurse, the carer, or family member. They living with them. But making the decision before all of this navigation happens is their decision. The other people, the third party, just involved just to input information because it's still digital device. And as you already told before, they have hard time, deal with their digital device, but that's why there's somebody to help. But the decision making is themselves.
Okay.
Confirm
So,
or not.
Yes, thank you. It was good that you were thinking about how to be active and maintain the basic stuff in life. But we were just talking here about that this is for really early stage of memory problems, because later on they can't remember to take the device with them or whatever, and they don't remember to load them. But the battery always ends. She says that if they have some device, it always ends. They don't remember to load it or so on. So maybe you have some solution for that. And in that case, I think that this is for the early stage of memory problems. Yes, thanks.
Okay, thank you. And now we have a technical break for 6 minutes. So come back by exactly at 10 o'clock. We will continue then. No. The first one to start, the next session is number 8.